Roger Federer was born on August 8, 1981 in Basel, Switzerland, to a family that would unknowingly produce one of the greatest tennis players of all time. His father, Robert Federer, was a Swiss-German pharmacy executive, and his mother, Lynette Federer, is South African. Growing up in a multicultural household, Federer was exposed to different languages and cultures, which would later play a role in his calm, adaptable nature on and off the tennis court. Federer's early years were not dominated by tennis alone. He was an all-round athlete, engaging in various sports, including soccer, badminton, and tennis. He began playing tennis at the age of 8, but it wasn't until his teenage years that he seriously pursued the sport. Federer's natural athleticism, paired with a strong competitive streak, quickly set him apart from other young players. His powerful serve, agile movement, and exceptional shot-making made him a standout at junior tournaments. By the age of 14, Federer had already committed himself to a tennis career, enrolling in Switzerland's renowned Swiss Tennis Federation program. Professional debut and rising star, 1998-2003. Roger Federer turned professional in 1998 at the age of 17, marking the beginning of an illustrious career. His early years on the ATP Tour were marked by promising results. But it wasn't until 2001 that Federer truly announced his arrival on the world stage. In that year, he defeated the legendary Pete Sampras in the fourth round of Wimbledon, a match that marked his first true breakthrough and signaled the arrival of a new tennis talent. While Federer was not yet a household name, his performance against Sampras demonstrated his potential and the unique flair he brought to the game. Federer's rise continued steadily throughout the next few years. In 2003, at the age of 22, he claimed his first Grand Slam title at Wimbledon, defeating Mark Philippoussis in the final. This victory was the first step in what would become one of the most dominant careers in tennis history. Federer's versatile game, which combined elegant shot-making with unmatched precision, earned him admiration from both fans and fellow professionals. His effortless playing style made him a favorite on all surfaces, and his ability to dictate rallies from the baseline and at the net solidified his reputation as one of the most complete players of his era. The career peak. Dominance and records, 2004-2008. The period between 2004 and 2008 marked the peak of Federer's career as he became the undisputed king of tennis. In 2004, Federer won a career-defining 11 titles, including 3 Grand Slam titles, Wimbledon, the Australian Open, and the US Open. His dominance on the ATP Tour during this period was unmatched, with Federer securing a place in tennis history as one of the sport's all-time greats. His smooth and elegant playing style, characterized by a fluid and effortless serve, precise forehands, and incredible footwork, made him nearly unbeatable. In 2005, Federer began a remarkable streak, winning 12 Grand Slam singles titles between 2004 and 2007, including Wimbledon 5 times in a row. His performances at the Australian Open and the US Open further cemented his reputation as the most complete player of his generation. In 2006, he completed the career Grand Slam by winning the French Open, the one major title that had eluded him. Federer's ability to dominate on every surface, grass, clay, and hard courts, set him apart from his peers and made him the face of tennis globally. At the height of his powers, Federer achieved what was considered nearly impossible in tennis. He held the world #1 ranking for a record 237 consecutive weeks. A feat that remains unmatched. His rivalries with players like Rafael Nadal, Novak Djokovic, and Andy Murray added fuel to the narrative of his greatness. Federer's matches with Nadal, in particular, became legendary, with their encounters on the grass courts of Wimbledon in 2008 providing some of the most dramatic moments in tennis history. Although Federer was defeated by Nadal in a classic 5-set final that year, his status as the dominant figure in men's tennis was never in question. Main achievements and milestones, 2004-2010. Federer's list of accomplishments during this period is extraordinary. By the end of 2010, Federer had accumulated 16 Grand Slam titles, placing him in a select group of the sport's all-time greats. He became the first player in the Open era to reach 20 Grand Slam singles titles, a mark he would extend in the following decade. Federer's mastery on the tennis court was complemented by his sportsmanship, graceful demeanor, and global appeal, making him not just a sports icon, but a cultural figure beloved worldwide. Other milestones include winning an Olympic gold medal in doubles at the 2008 Beijing Olympics, a prestigious honor that added a new dimension to Federer's already impressive resume. The same year, he also won the silver medal in singles. Federer's success wasn't limited to Grand Slams. His dominance in ATP Masters 1000 events and his ability to consistently reach the latter stages of tournaments further solidified his status as one of the best players to ever play the sport. Struggles, resilience, and comeback. 2011-2017. As is common in the careers of all athletes, Federer's path was not without its struggles. By 2011, after nearly a decade of dominance, Federer began to face stiff competition from a new generation of players, particularly Nadal and Djokovic, who began to rise in prominence. While he continued to perform well, Federer's level of dominance dipped, and it appeared as if he would be overshadowed by his younger rivals. However, Federer demonstrated remarkable resilience and was not content to let his legacy fade. In 2012, he made a significant comeback, winning Wimbledon for the seventh time and cementing his status as one of the greatest players to ever grace the sport. But it was between 2017 and 2018 that Federer achieved what many considered impossible: a stunning resurgence in the twilight of his career. Federer claimed the Australian Open in 2017 after a 6-year Grand Slam drought, defeating his longtime rival Nadal in a thrilling 5-set final. This victory marked his 18th Grand Slam title and his first major win since 2012. In 2018, Federer won his 20th Grand Slam title at the Australian Open, becoming the first male player to achieve such a feat. His remarkable consistency in the latter stages of his career, despite advancing age and fierce competition, further solidified his reputation as one of the sport's most remarkable athletes. The final years and retirement announcement. Federer's final years were marked by a combination of brilliance and challenges. As he approached his 40s, injuries began to take a toll on his body. Federer underwent multiple knee surgeries, which kept him away from the tour for extended periods, and his results became more inconsistent. Despite this, his tennis IQ and his ability to perform in high-stakes moments remained remarkable, and he continued to be a force at major tournaments. However, in 2021, after a series of injuries and setbacks, Federer made the decision to scale back his playing schedule. His last major competitive appearance was at Wimbledon in 2021, where he reached the quarterfinals before being forced to retire due to injury. In 2022, Federer announced that he would be retiring from professional tennis following the Laver Cup in London. The announcement was met with an outpouring of love and admiration from fans and fellow athletes, all of whom recognized the monumental impact Federer had on the sport of tennis. Federer's final match, played in the Laver Cup alongside his longtime rival Rafael Nadal, was an emotional send-off, marking the end of an era in tennis. Federer's legacy, however, will remain eternal. His influence on the sport, his elegance on the court, and his record-breaking career will continue to inspire future generations of tennis players. Legacy and impact on tennis. Roger Federer's career transcended the sport of tennis. He was known not only for his unparalleled skills on the court but also for his grace, humility, and professionalism. His impact on the game is immeasurable, as he is regarded as one of the greatest tennis players of all time, with a career spanning more than 2 decades. Federer's ability to reinvent himself, his work ethic, and his mental toughness set a benchmark for athletes in all sports. Federer's contributions to tennis are evident in his 20 Grand Slam titles, an Olympic gold medal, and countless other accolades. However, his legacy is not just about records. It's about how he played the game and how he carried himself. He became a global ambassador for tennis, bringing the sport to new audiences, and his sportsmanship and rivalry with players like Nadal and Djokovic made the ATP Tour richer and more compelling. Federer's journey from a young, ambitious player to one of the most beloved figures in sports history will forever be etched in the annals of tennis history.